Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. If you want the show to keep going strong, if you enjoy it, please help support it. Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. A box that's slightly larger than the one you had before.
Yeah. If I don't nest at least 12 Amazon boxes of progressively smaller sizes together and then tape it up before I leave, I can't sleep at night when I'm away.
Well, it's
And I'm a normal person. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. You know, Jeff, I'm not a doctor.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. There are some who would say that I never was.
And those people, I say, are crazy. I mean, legally, they were proven correct, but
sure,
I say they are crazy. Because you, sir, have the heart of a doctor.
I do.
It's in a small Amazon box next to your desk.
It's in progressively smaller Amazon boxes as you open them up. In the center is the heart of a doctor, which I ate half of it to take the doctor knowledge, and I'm saving the other half for later if I start to begin to feel not so doctor.
You need more heart, is what
I need more doctor. Well,
you got to lead with the heart.
You got to lead with the heart. That's something that I've learned. But no, I mean, I guess legally, in terms of paperwork,
you were never a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
But no one can take away from you the moments of doctoring that you had.
No. And, you know, some people would say they were not great moments.
Well, certainly the patients would say that. But for you, I think we can agree they were very satisfying.
And everything's a learning experience.
That's
you know
true,
what I mean?
Especially when you're a doctor.
I think I was much better the last time I was a doctor than I was the first time I was a doctor. You know,
right.
I could chart my path.
You're much older and wiser, and you've had the experience of being a doctor so much longer.
Once you've killed a lot of people accidentally.
Yeah, it's sort of the stress levels lighten.
Yeah.
You don't feel the sort of pulse quickening excitement that you had the first few times.
No. God, what do I have to do to feel alive? You know, and I'm not the only person that's being persecuted for being a doctor on the inside.
Is that so?
And not a doctor on the outside.
This is a widespread problem?
I don't know about a widespread problem, but I do have a brother in arms in Florida.
Oh, well, of course it would be Florida.
I don't know what you're insinuating, Jeff, because I'm from Florida.
Well,
state of normal people where normal things happen.
I'm just going to leave that right there.
Yeah. But this gentleman, this doctor.
Yes.
Dr. Malachi Love Robinson.
Oh, Love is his middle name.
It's a hyphenate.
Oh, okay.
His middle name begins with an A, actually, but it doesn't say what his whole name is. It's probably short for a doctor.
Someday he wants to be the doctor.
Yeah. But so Malachi Love Robinson was found at St. Mary's Medical Center in Florida being a doctor.
As doctors do.
That's what you do at a medical center.
So far, it all tracks.
This is all fine. Turns out
funny story
that he was there for a year, and I guess he didn't have the paperwork or training or education to say he was a doctor, and also he's 18 years old.
So he's very gifted, is what you're saying.
He's like the Doogie Howser of Florida.
Right. Doogie Howser, not a real doctor.
Kids, ask your parents.
That's true. But he had the white lab coat, right?
I'm looking at a picture of him in a white lab coat. He's got a stethoscope around his neck.
I think, that's 9/10 of really, of the law right there. Stethoscope.
Possession of a stethoscope is 9/10 of the law.
We always learned. So this 18-year-old kid, for a year, was doing what now? Practicing medicine without any kind of training or license to do so.
God, you sound like them, Jeff.
I'm just trying to understand.
So what happened was, yes, he was, some would say, skulking about the halls, pretending to be a doctor. The medical center did not press charges because he did
good work.
He saved a lot of lives. No.
Not as many as he ended, but he saved a few lives.
He saved a few halves of his sandwich to give to other people in the break room.
He certainly saved them the salary that they would have paid to a real doctor.
Sure. No, so he actually didn't come into any direct contact with patients.
What was he doing?
I guess what he was doing was sort of just walking around, seeing how a medical center works.
He's just wandering from place to place looking like a doctor.
He was doing on-the-job training, Jeff. He was basically doing a residency,
That's amazing.
but without like
he was walking up to the door of a room,
Yeah.
picking up the file from the outside container that hangs on the wall outside the door, reviewing some things in the on the clipboard, replacing it, moving down the hall to the next place, and
asking for CCs of things, not getting
checking
them.
in at the desk and asking how Floris's day has been
TGIF,
going.
am I right, you guys? Yeah, so I guess he was just gathering knowledge about doctoring.
Oh my God.
You know?
I love this kid.
Which, to be fair, I wish I had done more of before I jumped in
really
and started
would've
doing the
helped you.
practical, you know?
Well, it's always good to intern first, I think. And maybe that would have helped you move along quickly through that first phase.
Sure, where I just killed a lot of people really quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe, but you know what?
Live and learn.
Life is full of maybes if you really like look down. You know what I mean? You can't get
true.
hung up on that.
I just admire this kid's moxie.
Yeah.
Was he not supposed to be doing something? Like, was he not supposed to be in school, or he
I
just
don't know.
he just bought himself a coat,
Yep.
showed up, and hung out for a year? Did they know of him? Did everybody sort of know that the love kid was hanging around?
I mean, eventually they did. Yeah, that's why they
so
caught
they didn't
him.
press charges because they're like, we kind of like this guy.
Well, and I also think it would have looked real bad on them for this guy to be walking around
That's
for so
true.
long.
Yeah.
And nobody noticed. Like, that's
Yeah.
scary. That's frightening. St. Mary's would have had quite the PR kerfluffle on their
I
hands.
think the thing that's hilarious to me is that he did everything a doctor does except interact in any way with patients.
Yeah. Which is pretty smart on his part.
Yeah.
Because learn first.
Right.
I wish I had known. To the families of everyone who I healed with my
Yes.
healing powers.
You have regrets.
I am sorry,
Yeah. They know. They feel it.
but we've all learned a lot.
They learned.
They learned a lot about grief. They learned a lot about processing grief.
They learned a lot about who should you trust.
Yeah, they learned a lot about checking credentials.
Mm-hmm.
While a stethoscope is 9/10 of the law,
There's a 10th that really fucks you up.
Yeah,
that
there's-
last 10th is really the hard part.
they always say it's the last 10%. You know what I mean? It's like 90% inspiration, 10% perspiration.
Yeah.
That 90% is you buy a stethoscope.
Yeah.
The 10% is you go to 8 to 12 years of medical school.
It's that 10% that gets you, man.
It's that last 10%.
And it's so expensive, that last 10%. Stethoscopes, very reasonably priced.
Here's the thing. If you read anything, you read like a Getting Things Done or a Blink or anything that anybody who really talks about efficiency, and time management, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Like the last 10% of any project, you really got to look and be like, hey, is it important?
Yeah.
You got to look at scope, stethoscope, project scope,
Right. All the scopes.
all the scopes.
Yeah, like the mouth freshener.
Wintergreen.
Yeah. All
You
the
got to look at
scopes.
all of the scopes and be like, listen, is that last 10% really worth the time, investment, and effort?
Yeah.
Will I get enough out of this 10% to make it worth it? I say no.
Yeah, and no one can fault you for that value proposition because
Sure.
you look at how much investment of time and resources and energy and money you'd have to put into that last 10%. You did the 90%.
I did it.
Yeah.
I had my lab coat tailored.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks real good on
I
me.
don't think anybody realized that when they got so upset at you.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really took the time to look at the nice cut of the
I
coat.
did get compliments.
Did you?
I did. Not the day that I was arrested, but previous to that.
Oh.
Before people found out that I guess I wasn't a doctor.
Because the cut of the coat is what they should have really looked at rather than the cut of the cuts that you were making to humans.
I made a lot of cuts into a lot of humans.
Yeah, but the cut of the coat,
Yeah.
that's the cut that really is...
I had to throw out a lot
that
of lab
made the
coats.
cut, really.
I got a lot of human all over my lab coats.
You did?
So I mean, that's the other thing is people don't understand how much money I put into tailoring all of these lab coats and then laundering them. But
Who's
anyway,
the real victim here? That's the question.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this is obviously at this point, this is a pretty fucked up but funny story, right?
Yeah.
And if it ended there, we'd be like, oh, kids.
Mm-hmm. It didn't end there?
Oh, no. That was just the first phase of the Malachi Love Robinson global domination plan.
I like this Love Robinson kid.
Once he was done, he opened up his own clinic, Jeff.
Oh. Well, because he'd learned everything he needed to learn
Learned
by
a lot
wandering
by skulking the halls of St. Mary's Medical Center. Malachi Love Robinson decided it's time. It's time for me.
Yeah.
Like many doctors before me, I've learned everything I can in the hospital system.
Well, yeah, you gotta...
I'm getting older. I'm thinking about settling down. I'm 18 and a half.
Right. Yeah. You gotta be an entrepreneur because if you work for the man, you'll
Yeah.
never make the real money. You gotta be your own boss.
There is some prestige, of course, in working your way up to, head of surgery at a prestigious medical center. Like there is a lot, there's an intrinsic value in that. But when you think about the hours and the personal sacrifice, it really does just make a lot of sense to open up your own practice.
Yeah, I think that's
Settle
probably
down.
the wisest choice. So he started his own practice doing what now?
Well, he started the New Birth, New Life Holistic and Alternative Medical Center and Urgent Care.
Well, it certainly is alternative. The methods, I'm sure.
Yeah, so what I love is the first 80% of this name, New Birth, New Life Holistic and Alternative Medical Center, basically sets him up to be like an herbologist or something like, one of those people, a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Somebody who uses alternative medicines.
Yeah.
That's not going to get you into a lot of trouble. It's going to get you into some trouble.
Well, that's the fun thing about those kinds of practices. No one really pays attention because it's all horseshit.
Yeah. So the last 15% there, let's take a look at that. Urgent care.
Oh boy.
That's where you're going to get into trouble.
I need urgent alternative medicine, quick.
So he was practicing mostly natural health.
Oh boy.
But also like emergency clinic.
Also, the people that blow up their fingers on 4th of July came running in and he's like, I got some alternative. Let's listen to some chimes. Boy, he certainly is an alternative to actual doctors.
I enjoy his go-get-em attitude and his ambition.
Yeah.
I hate the rest of him. But I do enjoy his ambition.
Wait, urgent care? Really? You want to specialize in urgent care there, buddy?
Yeah, so he listed himself as the CEO of this company. He also listed himself as a PhD, HHPC, and AMPC.
Oh, those are good PCs you can buy from Newegg.
Well,
Do
that's
those mean
funny.
anything? Do those mean anything?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows what those stand for.
Yeah, everybody we all kind of asked around. The West Palm Beach Police Department asked around and asked people in the medical profession, what do these mean? And they were kind of like, I don't know.
HPC. Is he a young Andy Kaufman?
Man, right? I mean, here's the thing. Like, Andy Kaufman really did piss a lot of people off. You know?
But he never had somebody coming in with a real serious health problem and then laugh at them.
Yeah, he never gave people fake medicine or diagnosed their health problems, you know? So
this is a problem.
This is a huge issue.
So has somebody shut down his clinic, or are you able to just open a clinic and make claims?
His clinic was apparently running for a while, and has a lovely website. I'm on the site right now.
Oh, look at all those stock photos.
Yeah, it's a lot of stock photos. But this is the thing. He was doing annual physicals on people. He was doing sports and camp physicals. He was giving immunizations.
What? With what?
This is what's listed as their services.
What?
Yeah.
What was he giving you immunizations with? Like, what was he injecting people with?
So here's what's crazy.
Now,
he clearly got in touch with some medical supply companies and got a hold of some things if he actually gave these immunizations. I don't know. It says he offers them.
Wow.
So I don't know if he gave them, but here's what's crazy. He's not the only staff member of this clinic.
Well, you can't run a clinic on your own. That's just crazy.
You can't. What you want to do is you want to find somebody to do the administrative.
Yeah,
handle the business side.
I mean, as CEO, you have to delegate. That's really the chief job of a CEO, is to delegate.
Your job is to find people that you trust.
Yeah.
That have the skills
that
and
understand your vision.
Yeah.
And your job is to communicate your vision of fake medicine to underlings who could then carry out your vision of fake medicine to the people.
So 2 other employees listed here. Michelle Newsom, who is their operations director, runs the day-to-day.
Oh, that's good.
And then Dr. Sandra J. White. So my thing is, did he scam another doctor? Not another doctor, a doctor. I'm sorry.
Actual doctor?
An actual doctor. He's not a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean,
in his heart.
In his heart, he's a doctor, and I understand that.
Like, you can't take that away from him.
No.
No one has ever been more of a doctor in their heart.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
Present company
I'm
excluded.
sorry. Wow, man.
I misspoke.
Truth comes out.
I mean,
truth comes out.
I don't see a picture of you with your fist on your chin in a white lab coat, Anthony.
Well, not anymore. They took it down.
Well, the evidence.
You can see it in evidence.
You can.
If you go to the evidence locker for the case, you can see it.
Well.
And I'm very proud of that.
I don't see any website up anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Because I used the hospital credit card to open up my Squarespace,
which was really smart.
Yeah,
I would say at the time they didn't look at it that way.
But so I'm wondering if Malachi kind of hired this other doctor
with what money?
I don't know. What? I don't know,
How
Jeff.
does this work? And how can we get jobs here?
I don't know. This really does show what a can-do attitude
Can do. Yeah.
Because he hired some. This kid clearly has more money than I do.
Yeah, and really more chin photos. He does have a lot of photos of him.
Do you really think it's the chin photo? The
nothing says I
fist
trust
to chin.
Every person on his website has a picture of themselves with their fist on their chin. Every person,
and I do trust them.
Yeah,
and I shouldn't because I know how this ends.
Right.
But anyway, I'm wondering
You've
if
lived it.
Dr. White. Yeah, I know how this ends because I've read the story and I've also lived it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he didn't hire this legitimate doctor and use her credentials to get the things that they needed.
It's like a single white female thing for doctors?
Maybe.
You think he's like...
I don't think he was trying to take her... I don't think he was trying to take her life.
Sleeps in her skin at night?
No, I think he just kind of was like, hey, Sandra, can we use your license and stuff?
And all your immunization materials.
I'm not in the office today. Can you please hand Michelle like any paperwork she needs to order the supplies?
It's weird though, because you're never in the office and
I'm in the office when women need their physicals. The first two things he lists are well child exams. I don't know what that means.
Well, make sure your child is well. And you don't want a non-well child or an unwell child.
Well women exams.
Yeah, those are well women. Please, if you're not a well woman, don't bother coming in.
Yeah, he only examines really well women.
What
does that mean?
That means when they walk in the door, he goes, well.
Annual physicals, sports and camp physicals.
You know what? He has 100% success rate because he only deals with well people. If you're well, we have the best medicine money can buy.
And then final, immunizations, preventative health care, pre-op clearance.
What is that?
Before you go under the knife, a doctor is supposed to give you a physical to make sure there's nothing that would complicate your surgery.
Oh, geez.
And he was doing it.
He's making sure that you're okay to have that very complicated operation.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't see any reason for you not to have the operation.
Let me ask you one question. Are you well?
Yeah. Great.
It sounds all good to me.
Yeah, I don't really see any reason for you not to have the operation.
Is that a Sony Vita that you're on?
Oh, yeah. I'm playing Persona 4.
Okay.
So, but
is my medical information in Persona 4 now, or is that...
Oh, no, no. Listen, you're totally fine. Like, you're good. Yeah. What is the operation again?
Well, I'm having my gallbladder removed. It's very complicated.
Nah, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
And you look very well.
Well, okay. I mean,
how do you feel?
Awful.
Sure. I mean, that's probably that gallbladder. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
I keep winding up with Chi, no matter what I do. I keep trying to, and I just, that's worst girlfriend.
Yeah.
I only want really well women.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, no matter how many times I play through this game, I wind up with the worst women.
You look very young to be a doctor.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you very much.
Is that young woman that I saw last time I was in here? Is she around? Can I talk to her? She seemed older and actually wiser.
You're talking about Sandra.
Yeah, she seems so together, and she never once played video games in my presence.
Sure. I mean, yeah, Sandra doesn't really play video games.
Are you, is that chewing gum?
Yeah, you know what I do is I keep it on the inside of my wrist so I don't have to use another piece later.
Oh.
You know? I think you're fine to have your appendix out.
It's my gallbladder.
Yeah.
My gallbladder is being removed.
Listen, give me $300.
Well, that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
It's like half the price I was going to have to pay at St. Mary's.
Yeah, well, don't get me started on St. Mary's. A lot of the doctors over there just walk around doing nothing all day, and you pay for it.
Oh, my goodness.
Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I just think that's really scary. That's really scary. The pre-op clearance thing is really scary. And once again, I don't know how many of these things he actually did.
How is this a news story that doesn't end in, and then he was arrested?
Oh, he was arrested.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. You buried the lead,
we haven't gotten to the end of it yet. The health department called the sheriff's office and members of the Palm Beach Narcotics Task Force to investigate. They sent in an undercover officer.
Oh, they had to go undercover to bust this perp? Like, they couldn't just fucking on the face of it go, hey, HHPC means nothing in your title there, jackass.
Well, so remember that if he's doing purely holistic herbal medicine, there's probably not much they can do.
Yeah, horseshit clause.
So he goes in, he has a medical exam, gets advice from Malachi. Malachi gives him medical advice.
Oh my God.
And then they're like, all right, you're arrested, asshole. There's a line and you crossed it.
Wow.
So yeah, he's been arrested. He's given a couple interviews since then. I've watched one or two of them.
Yeah? Does he seem like a nut job, or does he seem like just an up and coming kid with big dreams?
He's a horrible person in the making. But like I watched the reporter investigating. He's like, but you weren't allowed to do this, and you probably did a lot. You could have done a lot of damage. And Malachi was just like, I don't like where this interview is going, and I'm not going to continue with it if you keep talking to me that way.
Oh, so he's media savvy.
He's very media savvy, which we should expect.
Yeah.
This guy is... Here's the thing.
He's been walking around the halls long enough to understand how to conduct an interview or two.
There's been a lot of comparison to Catch Me If You Can with this, right?
Yeah.
You see that a lot in the media over the last few days. You watch Catch Me If You Can, and it's a lovable scamp who's not really doing much damage, and he really is brilliant. He just had a bad life and blah, blah, blah. No. This is the real life version of that, where this kid is a con man asshole who's doing a lot of damage.
Wow.
And that's the thing, is everybody's like, wow, well, you kind of got to respect the kid. No, you do not. No, you do not. You can say, oh, okay, yes, this kid has some skills. He can clearly grift with the best of them.
Right.
I don't have to respect him.
It just seems so brazen to like have a website with your own picture, advertising services that you are wildly unqualified.
There are no watermarks on that stock photography. He paid for it.
He did.
He really set up this business.
Oh boy.
I still crop the watermarks out of stock photography. I've never paid for stock. That's not true. If you're listening and you're
a stock photo
if you're from Getty Images, you'll never catch me.
Because you have a heart of a photographer.
Catch me if you can, Getty Images.
That's your one.
That's my one. This is terrifying, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you terrified? Like, we're having fun, but isn't this terrifying?
I mean, vet your people. Like, don't go to the guy for pre-op.
How much have you vetted your doctor?
Zero, but maybe advice. Maybe now I've learned that I should.
Yeah, your doctor has a nice website, probably has a degree on the wall, probably has a clean office.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's about it.
That's all this kid had, too.
And I found him on the Oh, wait.
Ooh, what's his name?
I don't know. I don't even know my doctor's name.
Wow.
I don't know my doctor's name.
That's what this is really about, right? That's the core of this thing.
Pay attention.
Pay more attention, I guess. And even if you do pay, like, there are websites that rate doctors, and you can get, like, you can call. I mean, I guess if a doctor is in your insurance network, you at least know you don't know they're real, because this guy, I think, advertised that he took insurance.
It's layers of scam, and we're fucked.
Yeah, don't go to the doctor.
That's our message.
Just
be well.
Be well. Use crystals, and you'll be fine. Just direct energy. All you gotta do
is stay well.
Just stay well. How hard is that, idiots? Trust me, I was a doctor for many, many months.
Yeah, listen to Anthony. If there's one person you should listen to,
you're gonna listen to this fucker.
It's once in future Dr. Anthony Carboni.
Yes, I was a doctor before, and I will be again. Because there was no license to revoke. They can't keep me from getting one.
Exactly. That's what they don't get.
That's what they don't get. Is
you gotta have the heart.
You strike me down.
Yeah.
Do you guys pay attention to the professionals in your life? Have you done a lot of vetting of them? This is something I would like to know. You can tweet at us. I'm at @Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And you can hashtag that #WellWomen. And I wonder if that pops up anything else. I'm going to check. I'm going to turn Safe Search off, and we're going to see what happens.
Oh, never turn Safe Search off.
Always turn Safe Search off. Trust me, out of the two of us, I am the doctor, sort of. And hey, if you're enjoying the show.
Oh, man. I'm enjoying the show so much.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not
talking to you.
Oh.
I'm talking to the audience.
My bad.
If you're enjoying the show, there are a couple ways that you can help us, but one of the biggest, easiest ones that you can do, cost you nothing, is just go to iTunes, Stitcher, whatever platform you listen to the show on, and give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, the 5 stars actually helps people discover the show. They're going to ask you to put a written review there, but you don't have to because nobody reads that.
Nobody reads those. But what you could do is you could list off
the professions that you are unqualified for, but you think you'd be great at.
Yeah. Just let us know which thing that you're technically unqualified for that you're better than everybody else at.
Yeah.
And give us, but remember the 5-star thing, because that's the important part.
Yeah.
Thanks.